How's it going, everybody? I'm in here with Mike, and we're just chilling tonight. Gonna shoot the shits and see what rabbit hole we can get down to tonight. So, heard you went on a trip recently, Mike.
I went to a beautiful wedding in the New England area, specifically America's hometown, Plymouth, Massachusetts, and a family member got married. I was a groomsman, and it was beautiful, man. There was so many vibrant New England characters. I was in I'm gonna tell you that funny story, but I was in a room with like a bunch of groomsmen and stuff, and everybody's asking me what I wanted. They're like, "You want a drink? You want an 8 ball? You want some weed? You want this?" And I was like, I don't want anything. I don't really want anything. And then this one guy was like, "You want to suck dick?" That's the type of humor these people had, and I fuck with it. And I fuck with that. I fuck with areas that are like really like scummy and not scummy in a negative way, but like in a humble way, where everybody says you don't you like what regions of the United States do you fuck with?
I would have to say like inland Northwest.
Oh, I wonder why.
Yeah, specifically Eastern Washington, North Idaho, Western Montana.
Have you heard of the place in Yellowstone where it's legal to kill someone?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's like the little death zone. It's like that little sliver of land where it's like a bunch of jurisdictions overlap in like a weird way. So hypothetically, I feel like at that point it's just gonna be a federal crime, honestly. Like it's gotta be. Like they're just gonna like be like, well, fuck that law, let's or put them in federal jail, and just do it normally. They're not gonna like that's what people don't understand. The government's not like, like stupid enough to like go through like that many like hoops over like some sort of weird like loophole in the system. They're gonna violate their own rules to get their way. I mean, I don't get what people do.
Citizens arrest.
Yeah.
Bro, like me and my friend Drew, we'd be in like fucking a 5 and dime in this town in fucking Beachtown. We walk around and we like go up to people and we be like, "This is a citizen's arrest" or some shit. Like have you ever like imagine what would you do if someone tried to do a citizen's arrest on you?
I've seen it happen to my friends a couple of times.
Would you fuck them up?
Well, it's tricky because like in the state of Illinois, I believe a security guard, like if you assault a security guard while they're on their job or whatever and they're like doing their job, I believe that's the same as assaulting like a paramedic or a police officer.
Well, what if it's just like some fucking old guy who sees you smoking how old are you?
I'm 20.
Let's say an old guy is walking down the street and sees you smoking a cigarette and like, "How old are you?" And he's like, "How old are you?" And you're like, 20. He's like, "That's illegal. This is a citizen's arrest." And he starts like grabbing your hands. What would you do?
I mean, first of all, you get dropped. Like, like you do that to anyone. Like, look, in where I live, citizens arrest only happens if like you really go looking. Like I'm not gonna name names, but I know someone that tried to kick down somebody's door, but it was the wrong house, and the owner of the house like citizen arrested them. Which they have every right to do. It's their house, and someone committed a Class X felony on that. So, but like, nah, like that's the only sort of situations where it would happen. I'd say like another time you'd probably get citizens arrest if you like were in public and you tried like assaulting a woman. Like I feel like you get citizens arrest in that kind of situation, but like not for. I mean, first of all, look at me. I look like I've had people like at jobs think I'm like 32 with all this. Like, they're like, bro. Yeah, I know. I'm like, nah, like even at the time I was 19, and they were like so surprised. But
I don't know what you would look like. You would probably look like Psycho Rich without a beard. I don't know if you know who that is, but he's this guy who always has like a strong ass beard. You'd look really like young if you shaved all of that.
Oh, I know I would. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
This stops me from getting in trouble. I mean, like, no one's gonna like you said with your like scenario with the cigarette. Like, no one's gonna question me. Just walking down the street.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, just at bars or like areas, and they're like, "Can I see your ID?" Like, I hate the people that ask people like, "Can I see your ID? Can I see your ID?" Like, those type of people just need to shut up. Bro. Like, okay. I know what you're. Still, it's annoying.
Okay, I understand it's annoying, but like, you have to do, like, I'm just playing devil's advocate here. It's like there's like a liability on there, and they can like lose like their business over some so let's just say it's like a bar, like they can like get in a lot of trouble, lose their like liquor license and vendor license, all
I think
that.
The thing about lying about your age, that has gotten people a lot of places in the film industry. For instance, are you familiar with the actor Lawrence Fishburne? He played Morpheus in The Matrix.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So he was 14 at the set of Apocalypse Now, but he said he was 17. And really? Steven Spielberg lied to get on set of an Alfred Hitchcock movie to be a production assistant or some shit. Like, he lied for his age, Steven Spielberg. But like I'd say lie on your age if it doesn't really hurt anybody, business ways, not in any other way, not in a vice, not something related with vices, unless you really have.
It used to be hella easy to lie about your age and get into like the military.
Yeah, my great one of my ancestors did that shit for World War I. Like, fucking, I think he lived in, I don't know where the fuck he lived, somewhere on the East Coast. He was like a German. No, it wasn't German. He was a German immigrant, probably, or he's an Italian immigrant. I don't fucking know. But I don't know. What were your ancestors like? Like, what's your DNA?
I can pull it up, actually.
Jamie, pull that up.
Maybe I can actually maybe I can actually like screen share, possibly. I have it on my phone. Well, let me know if you can is that like backwards?
Just read it out loud.
Yeah. All right. So I'm 29% Scottish, 27% English and Northwestern Europe, 20% Germanic Europe, 9% Irish, 8% Swedish, and 7% Eastern Europe and Russia.
You're Ruski.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Russia. I mean, we talked about this off camera, but
I'm just like a sliver Russian, though.
I know, but I think we both agree that Putin's a baller.
Yeah, I mean, like, regardless of the fact that like he has done some very immoral things, he's protected his country nonetheless.
I had the same level of fucking respect for Putin as I do for let's say Prince Charles. Is that the fucking redhead guy?
I think that's Prince Harry.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, Prince Harry. Wait, which royal family member was hanging out with Epstein? Was that Prince Charles?
I think that was. I literally was watching like that Netflix shit like last night.
Bro, yeah, bro, that's a good documentary.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm gonna look that up real quick. I know I heard it's one of them.
But the good thing about that documentary, it's the right amount of vague, but it's the right amount of facts.
Prince Andrew.
Prince Andrew, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Prince British. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, but that documentary series, it's the right amount of vague and the right amount of facts. You know what I loved is how it detailed the New Mexico place. That's a very disregarded area when it comes to that. Is how there's Jeffrey, my boy Jeffy, had a place in New Mexico. Are you talking about? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The Zorro Ranch, I believe.
Yeah, that's some cool. That's a cool thing I got to do. I watched some. You watched any movies lately?
Con Air.
Aaron,
I watched Con Air.
what is that about, bro? Like a lot. I know it's just some like action '90s thing, but what is that movie?
It's about like a prisoner plane, dude. Like it was like about a bunch of prisoners being transported like in like a giant plane, and then they hijack the plane and then take it to a bunch of parts, and like and it like lands in fucking like Las Vegas at the end of the movie. It's hilarious.
That's
Like,
Nick Cage, right?
yeah, it's Nicolas Cage. What was his name? The bald guy.
Ed Harris.
John. No. John Travolta.
Yeah,
Yeah, he.
bro.
I don't think he's a bad actor, but he's a bad actor in like that movie specifically. He is like so cringe. I'm sorry, like I hate his character in Con Air.
Have you seen Face Off? I'm gonna take his face off.
Wait, is that like the fucking?
Yeah, that's actually a line in the movie. I'm gonna take his face off.
Is that the dude with the fucked up face?
No, what it is
you know what I'm talking about though, right?
I don't know, it's just some action movie, and basically John Travolta and Nicolas Cage switch faces.
Oh shit.
They like want to kill each other.
I haven't watched movies in so long, so I was surprised when I watched Con Air. Like, and I kind of enjoyed it, but I was critiquing like I remember it being like one of the coolest things I ever watched, like as a kid. But then like I saw like a lot of like of the inconsistencies and the stupidness of it. Nicolas Cage was actually really good in it, though. I will give him that. Or at least as good as Nicolas Cage can get.
Yeah. Well, the thing about the '90s is I just watched two '90s movies that I want to talk about with you. Is I watched True. Well, one of them's I don't know if the other one's a '90s movie. I watched 3 fucked up movies. Anyways, I watched True Romance.
True Romance.
It's a film written by Quentin Tarantino about a call. Basically, there's this lonely ass guy who works at a comic book shop, and his boss hires a call girl to like have sex with him, and then the call girl ends up falling in love with the guy instead of like just doing like a one night thing. And then these two, like this guy falls in love with this prostitute, then he kills the girl's pimp and stuff to get when he goes and gets her stuff because they want to go on vacation and stuff like that. So then what happens is Christopher Walken and the mafia guys, they end up like pursuing this guy to LA and stuff like that. And yeah, just a bunch of violent shit happens, and it's all written by Tarantino. Fuck yeah. It's a good movie, bro. It's a good movie, bro. Excuse me. Yeah.
Wow.
I watched that. I watched.
Where can I watch it?
HBO Max. Well, you can just rent it on whatever the fuck, you know.
Yeah, Redbox probably.
What else did I watch? What the fuck? I'm pulling out my Netflix right now. I got the fucking TV in front of me. But I also watched last night. I watched Lolita. Now that's fucked up movie. Are you familiar with that movie?
No, I mean, judging by the name, I can already tell what it's related to.
Oh yeah, well it's who Stanley Kubrick is.
Stanley Kubrick.
He directed the Shining, Eyes Wide Shut, Full Metal Jacket. 2001: A
Oh,
Space Odyssey.
oh shit, yeah. I'm not good with directors, honestly, because like I forgot who like my like I think I brought this up like a while ago that like Clint Eastwood actually threatened Michael Moore.
Why? What the fuck, Michael Moore?
Yeah. they
God.
were at they were at like a fucking conference and like Clint Eastwood was on stage and he's like if Michael Moore ever comes to my house I'm gonna shoot him, and everyone's just like laughing like oh my god haha Clint Eastwood you're so funny, and he's like I mean it. It's
That's
just
fucking. That's amazing.
I know, right? But fuck Michael Moore. I mean, I just don't like how he looks.
Oh, I also watched Nightcrawler with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Really?
And it's essentially this like really fucking weird guy gets a camcorder and starts recording crime footage, like dead bodies and stuff like that. Like he gets a police transmitter and he starts going to like a bunch of fucking places that crimes happen, and he records it and sells the footage to news stations. And it's a critique on like the violence in the news and how like all they care about is like getting a good fucking story, and how he starts like manipulating the footage. So what he'll do is he'll like move a body, he'll move shit into the frame. Like one time somebody got in a car accident and he was like, oh fuck, I don't like the way his body's framed. So he moved his body right next to a good light and stuff like that. And he starts like committing crimes so that he could film the aftermath and shit. Like it's a weird movie. But the dialogue is so fucking weird. Like he's like going up to the boss of the news station. He's like, and he takes her out to dinner. He's like, I know you want better ratings. So if you have sex with me, I'll give you more footage. And it's like dialogue's like written by a fucking incel. And like I feel like it could have gone through like I feel like the story is really good. I really love the concept, but the dialogue's fucking cringy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And Lolita, that's just a movie. It's just about an old guy who like essentially marries a old lady to like basically fuck the daughter, and it's like a fucking. It's like how do I say this?
Who plays in it?
It's from the 60s.
What?
It's a movie from the 60s.
From the 60s?
Yeah, but it's by Stanley Kubrick. He makes like movies about really fucked up people.
I can imagine.
And it's for some reason it's really funny. For some reason because it's like he hates the woman that he married, right? And then like he like thinks about like accidentally killing her and stuff like that, and it's just like it's fucking weird, man. Like everything's the way everything's written, for some reason it's comedic, but it is truly fucked up, and I don't think I'd watch it again. But how do I say this? It's fucked up, but it does not make you feel sympathetic at all, which is good. It doesn't make you feel sympathetic at all to any of the characters, which is really good because you shouldn't feel sympathetic to any of the characters. Does that make sense?
How does it do that though? Because I feel like a lot of people would be like, I could just imagine like someone like my mom being like that's awful. Like, like how would, but like for people like you and me, how would we not be able to sympathize with any of the characters?
Like in general, it's just about this guy who wants something that he can't get, and there's a bunch of obstacles in his way, and you're just like, yeah, because you shouldn't get that in the first place, so fuck you, essentially.
Yeah.
But it is pretty sad because of like it's funny and sad, and it's like it's a weird movie. I don't think
what was the point of it?
What's the point of it? That those type of relationships are not meant to work out, and that it's wrong. and that it just doesn't work out. Does that make sense? Like an adult and a child, it just doesn't work out.
No, I
That's
mean, obviously.
because at the end of the movie, the girl grows up and marries a deaf guy.
Huh.
And then the guy kills somebody that she used to date, and then he ends up dying in prison, the old guy.
But you said you said it was made in the 60s. Like, how was it received?
Oh, they hated it. Everybody in the 60s hated it, but now like it's had a huge amount of impact for some reason, not sadly, but it's gained relevance as the director gained relevance because he went on to make other better movies.
Yeah.
Like 2001: A Space Odyssey, which is about how humans will one day evolve into an advanced being who will surpass the needs for technology. And then there's the amazing anti-war film of Full Metal Jacket. There's just it's just fucking Stanley's fucking awesome, but he really likes making movies about fucked up people.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you like Full Metal Jacket?
It's weird, dude. It's like I've only ever watched up until like the end of the boot camp.
Bro, the second half is really good. I just think people really overlook the second half. I'm not mad at you.
No, my opinion. I'm mad at myself more because like I was just like fucked up and
you didn't get to it.
Like the energy that I had was already drained by like everything that happened during the first half, like I guess you could say, and I was just so fucked up I fell asleep.
Nah, I feel you. What movies what other war movies or Vietnam movies do you like?
I feel like I brought this up like so long ago. The fucking Beast of No Nation.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's amazing, bro. That's an amazing movie, man.
That's my favorite war movie, but like I have to like I don't know, like it's just a very emotionally draining movie for people who like aren't used to that kind of stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Like my family members watched it and they're like, this is like really like I think it's like just seeing like a child of that age like hack someone to death with a machete, you know.
What's like amazing is how he got thrown into that world is one of the most interesting intros to a movie.
It really is.
How he just gets thrown into a world and how it's like he's just in the forest running away from a shitty scenario and he just stumbles upon him. And he's just like, they're just like, okay, yeah, you're joining this now. You're joining this. It's just like, okay.
That's how it happens over like I don't know, like that part of the world, like I feel like just there's no easy answer for what's going on over there. It's just like I think it's like a very culturally, like I'd say in terms of cultural enrichment, it has a lot of continent speed, you know, like they stay very true to their culture, but like infrastructural wise, like, you know, medicine wise, you know,
I hope they get a superpower. I've told you this, but they have to get a superpower. I think the East African Federation, when that becomes a country, it's going to be a great look for that continent. And I think that's going to be a big superpower comprised of 6 East African countries. It's going to be this massive country. It's going to have its own currency in 2023. And the Constitution is being written this year for the East African Federation.
Yeah. It just
like that's what they need. They need an America.
You could say that. I mean, I feel like West Africa would be more successful at that. Just saying.
What's in West Africa?
More of what you would consider closer to a democracy. Like East Africa is more likely to go like commie than anything.
Because of Chinese influence?
Yeah, and just, you know, like anywhere like it's closer to China, but like West Africa tries to be like like Nigeria is very like wealthy, believe it or not.
That's where Lagos is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I have a friend, my homie Taiwo, big supporter of everything I've been doing. He's been supporting my content ever since I used to go to football games and record highlight tapes for football players, like with my camcorder, like 3 to 4 years ago. You know, that's how much this guy has supported me. He's like, he had a family. I think he had a family from Lagos who lived in. They then moved to England. Then they moved to here in Delaware. And he's a pretty like, you know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't seem like any. He didn't seem like any of this was new to him. You know, modern. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it seemed like it was like, oh, like, you know, like they're really advanced over there because, like, you know, that's often there is a single story of Africa which I hate, and it's that all of them are fucking. There's a lot of like
There's so people think Africa is just a country.
Yeah, like it's really stupid that they think that way when really they're pretty much as advanced as us, just not in a like, you know what I mean, not as much, but they're pretty much on our level in some ways. You know what I mean? In a
They
very
think Egypt's in the Middle East.
yeah.
It's just dumbass shit. Like no,
Yeah.
like no, they're like South Africa is a really interesting place though.
Oh yeah.
Because
A lot
that's
of
like as
AIDS.
close, a lot of AIDS, but like that's as close as to like a stable.
Oh, that was good. That was good.
I know AIDS.
That's the first thing that comes to me. Bro, out of all the places I would live on like the mountainside of Cape Town. Like a house on a hill in Cape Town.
A house on the hill.
Or a fjord. I would live in a fjord. What were you saying?
No, I was saying like South Africa's as close to a stable democracy right now as we'll probably get.
That's facts.
Like
100%.
100%.
Bro, this shit's from Mexico, bro. This shit's dope. Yeah, bro. But what else should we talk about? I think we went into a good amount of shit. Anything else you want to say?
Shit, like I feel like there was some stuff earlier on the phone we were talking about. I feel like
the destabilization of the world. What do you think that's soon?
It's gotta be, man. Like
is it more so the West?
Yeah, I'd say it's more so like I say it's like anything like above a second world country
is going to destabilize.
Maybe, well, I'd say like the first world is going to destabilize and become either second or third world.
How do you think this happens?
Well, it happens because I think one is it's inflation. For sure. It's definitely, I mean, like, look at the gas prices constantly inflated. Like, you know.
Oh my God, they're at $3 and they haven't gone down.
And see, like, yeah, gas prices have risen before, but like, this is the first time like our government has tried to like lie about it. That says something, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think we need the world to be April 2020. You know what that means is like barely any cars moving around, nature is thriving, barely any people like we need like a really like that was peace. April 2020 panic. There was panic, there was destabilization. The highways were empty. I was able to ride a bike in the middle of the highway. That's, in my opinion, that's what the purest form of you know, a way we could live, and that's a decentralized existence. That was honestly beautiful. Like 2020, April 2020, beautiful time frame for me. I don't know if you get what I mean.
Yeah, no, I'm just sort of seeing like just the way the world's behaving right now, especially like our country.
The end game is decentralization.
I mean, can we just agree that like whether it's a Republican or a Democrat issue, like who's in charge right now they're kind of like running this ship aground, you know?
Yeah, we've already like they're like the iceberg. We're about to hit it.
Yeah.
Like we need to like, are we gonna get on? Like the question is, when do we get on a lifeboat? You know?
A lot of people are, and I mean, like now you see like you've seen the unrest happening in Cuba. Now they're wanting to all come over here, and our government's saying like, no, you're gonna get sent back home.
Yeah, and Haiti too.
Haiti, like all these places are destabilizing. You see it? Like everyone thinks like when I talk about this stuff, he's just spouting bullshit. I'm like, look, these smaller like communist like or like slightly corrupt countries, because I'm pretty sure Haiti isn't like the most like clean government either. I don't know much about their issues, but I think I heard
that guy
like,
had a lot of dirt on him.
Really?
There's a lot of dirt on the president.
Well, see, like
the business.
Well, see, like people around the world are like, these people are fucking lying to us and treating us like shit. So like, let's take them out.
Yeah.
And then they want to get over to America because they're like, oh, at least like America doesn't like, shoot us in the streets when we protest. They use like rubber bullets instead of real bullets.
Jeez, man, that's like a.
It's like but like it's gonna get to the point where like our government's gonna become like tyrannical against like people that like want to own guns and people that like want to like own like land and just like like the narrative is like all over the world with globalization is like you'll own nothing and be happy about it, and I'm not down with that.
Yeah, that's like I think what we got to find out is how we need to prepare for this. I think we got to spread the message to prepare. Don't become a full-out dooms. Don't sink all your money into becoming a doomsday prepper. But no, like, hey, maybe it's not that bad to keep that 9 on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe it's not bad to, get some more canned food. You know what I mean? Just every now and then, just maybe like, I get instead of just 3 chicken noodles, I get 5 just because, and I'll store the other 2 in the back of the cellar and you know what I mean? Like think that way.
We need like a gasoline generator. And,
like, yeah, man.
50 MREs. It's just
yeah. I think a either the slow, boring collapse is gonna happen, or it's gonna be like a
flash.
It's gonna be like, you know what I mean? It's gonna be like,
And I don't want it to be like that. I kind of want, like, I think right now we're kind of like nearing like the edge, and it's either gonna be like a slow or like.
Yeah.
I just hope like we have time to prepare, but who knows what's gonna happen? Honestly, like.
Time will tell, and this will be played. This will be ringing in people's heads. If they watch this will be like ringing in their heads. You know what I mean? There's certain shit that rings in people's heads. Like for instance, when
they're sitting in the fallout shelter.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, those 2 guys on that podcast were talking about this, and I'm glad I listened.
Yeah. Exactly, bro. But I think I'd like to wrap this podcast up with a message. Just it's something's happening. 10 to 15 years, I predict that something is going to be there's going to be a regime change, a world, something's big's going to happen within the 15 years politically. It's going to alter your daily life, in my opinion. And I think me and Hendy both kind of would agree on that.
Oh, yeah. All right, well, damn, this was like a fucking killer podcast as usual. Thanks, Mike, for joining me. It's a pleasure as always, and we'll catch y'all later.
Yeah.
Peace.
Wait, can I say something though?
Yeah, what's up, man?
Me and Eamon dropped the new single. Check it out. I'm gonna send you the link for you to put that in the description. But we did just drop a new single, a new Mad Snake and Eamon track, and my content. I'm gonna be putting out a new Louis the Commander episode, and soon we'll be. I'm saying I'm gonna be putting out more content, but my computer is being fixed right now. But that's only like 3 days delay. But you know, I hate shooting this from my fucking phone. I wish it was at the normal setup, you know, but we're not. But and I'll call you afterwards. Let's wrap this up, dude.
All right, for sure. All right, peace, everyone.
Peace.